Are you ready to get up to speed with the top 4 stories from Wrexham today? Because the final one, what I'm calling the showstopper, is absolutely explosive. It involves a major signing, a name straight from the Premier League, and it could transform the squad. But hold on, before we get there, we've got plenty to discuss. So stick with me until the end, as each story is a piece of the puzzle that shows where Wrexham aims to go in this new chapter. Let's go! News 1. The potential £350 million sale and the owner's message. In recent days, a rumour has spread through football circles that has many Wrexham fans on edge. Are Ryan Reynolds and McElhenney considering selling part of the club? The speculation gained traction when truly staggering figures appeared. Talk of a valuation as high as £350 million, an astronomical rise compared to the modest £2 million they paid back in 2021. Naturally, news like this caused uproar among supporters. After all, nobody wants to see the visionaries behind Wrexham's meteoric rise walk away. Since taking charge, Reynolds and McElhenney have not only injected funds into the club but also brought global exposure, complete with a hit documentary series, major signings, and, most importantly, a deep emotional bond with the town and its fans. Under their stewardship, Wrexham has gone from obscurity to become a symbol of a footballing resurgence. The club climbed into League 2, then League 1, and now has legitimate aspirations of reaching even greater heights, possibly the Championship or even the Premier League in the coming years. That's where the financial angle comes in. Selling the club now, or just a stake in it, could mean a huge windfall. But will they actually sell? All signs point to no, at least for now. Despite the rumour mill, the owners themselves have issued both public and private statements reaffirming their commitment to the project. They've made it clear there's still much to be accomplished, both on and off the pitch. Actor and former footballer Lee Trundle, who is well connected in Welsh football circles, summed up the sentiment perfectly. They've got something every club owner would love. It would be madness to give that up now. The message is clear. This isn't just about money, it's about legacy, passion, and connection to the community. Reynolds and McElhenney know they're crafting a unique story, and it appears they're far from ready to conclude the chapter. News 2. Paul Mullin's future remains uncertain. Now, let's talk about one of the most beloved figures in Wrexham's recent history, Paul Mullin. The striker has been instrumental in the club's resurgence, scoring crucial goals, radiating charisma, and forging a strong connection with the supporters. To many, he's more than a footballer, he's a local hero. Yet behind the scenes, Mullin's future is becoming a topic of intense discussion. He hasn't played since February, due to fitness issues that have affected his form. With Wrexham now setting its sights on reaching the Championship in coming seasons, the question looms, can Mullin still perform at the level required? Several clubs are already showing interest. Wigan Athletic is reportedly monitoring the situation closely and could table a bid during this summer's transfer window. Thus, a departure cannot be ruled out. On the flip side, there are influential voices within Wrexham arguing for his retention. Manager Phil Parkinson, for instance, believes it's far too early to make a final judgment. He insists that Mullin's participation in the pre-season tour in Australia, scheduled for the coming weeks, will be crucial in determining whether he's fit to play a key role again. This is a delicate situation, and it's about more than just match statistics. Mullin is a locker room leader, deeply connected to the fanbase, and embodies everything the club has represented, from leaving the National League behind to gaining global recognition. But football is a results-driven business. The board are well aware that if Mullin isn't at his best, keeping a high-earning player could hinder their plans. As Wrexham look to bolster the squad with big-name signings to challenge at the top end of the table, freeing up salary space could be a strategic move. In summary, Mullin's future is still up in the air. He could stay and remain a key figure, or leave as a legend, paving the way for a new era. It all depends on what unfolds in the coming weeks. News 3. Humphrey reigns in the owner's wildly ambitious dreams. Everyone already knows Wrexham are aiming high. Since Ryan Reynolds and McElhenney took over, the club has gone from a modest Welsh side to a true global sensation. But are the ambitions getting a bit out of hand? Champions League? Really? That question came up in a light-hearted moment during a recent podcast about British football, but the response from Humphrey, Wrexham's executive director and one of the key figures behind the scenes, was both funny and revealing. With his usual wit, he replied, "For heaven's sake, don't plant that thought in their heads. They're already mad enough as it is." The comment sparked plenty of laughter, but it also helped ground the conversation. According to Kerr, the immediate goal isn't to conquer Europe, it's to establish Wrexham step by step in the English football system. Feet on the ground, eyes on the future. Kerr was keen to point out that, despite all the hype surrounding the club, boosted by Hollywood star power, a hit documentary and a massive influx of international fans, the challenges ahead are very real. Among the obstacles he mentioned, a stadium with limited capacity, which restricts matchday income, a budget that's still relatively modest compared to clubs in the Championship or Premier League, the need to build up a proper academy and strengthen the club's infrastructure to match its rapid growth. That said, Kerr also highlighted the unique strengths that set Wrexham apart from other clubs of similar size. Lucrative sponsorships attracted by the club's global exposure, an incredibly engaged international fan base that buys merchandise, subscribes to content and follows every move. And, of course, the charisma and dedication of two owners who genuinely care about the club and its local community. Climbing the ladder, one step at a time. Kerr's message was clear: the dream is big, but it must be built responsibly. We're focused on making a real impact in League One first, he said. Then maybe we can think about the Championship. And only after that, with a lot of hard work, we might start thinking bigger. The idea isn't to kill the ambition, but to channel it wisely. After all, there's no point dreaming of the Champions League if the club hasn't yet laid the foundations to compete consistently at the top level. Humphrey Kerr's remarks served as a reminder: the Wrexham project is bold, exciting and unlike anything we've seen in football, but it's still under construction. And if the opening chapters have already been thrilling, what lies ahead could be even more spectacular, as long as everything happens in its own time. News 4, the scoop of the day: Wrexham chasing a Tottenham defender. And now we reach the headline story, the one promised at the start of this video. Prepare yourselves, because this could truly shake up the transfer window. Wrexham are reportedly targeting Ben Davies, a defender from Tottenham Hotspur and the Wales national team. Yes, a Premier League player could be heading to the racecourse ground. And this isn't just any player. Ben Davies, with a wealth of top-flight experience and international credentials, is exactly the kind of acquisition that can elevate a squad on and off the field. The story started in transfer rumour circles and quickly gained traction. The name surfaced because manager Phil Parkinson has stated he wants to bolster the defence with someone experienced, who brings leadership, a captain's mindset, and strong presence in the dressing room. And if anyone fits that bill, it's Ben Davies. At 31, the Welshman has played in over 300 Premier League matches and has represented his country at events such as the Euros and World Cup. He brings pedigree, and crucially, a connection to Wales that could help him settle in and resonate with the fans. But the real significance of such a signing goes beyond tactics. If Wrexham manage to land a player from a top Premier League side, it becomes a message to the football world. We're here. We're ambitious. We mean business. Moreover, this potential move further validates the bold project Ryan Reynolds and McElhenney have been building since 2021. They're not just content with League One survival, they're aiming to climb and to put Wrexham on the elite footballing map. Of course, it's early days. There are many factors still to resolve: wages, contract length, player desire, and whether Tottenham are prepared to let him go. But the fact that Wrexham are even having these conversations reveals how far the club has come. If everything falls into place and Davies takes to the pitch in Wrexham Red, it would be a game changer. Not just for his defensive presence, but for what he symbolises. It would be a stellar signing that draws media attention, excites fans, and reinforces the sense that the club is on a meteoric rise. The question hanging in the air is now: are we about to see the first Welsh Galactico of the Wrexham Premier era? So, have you noticed? Wrexham are playing with ambition. There's a multi-hundred-million-pound sale on the table, a legendary striker at a crossroads, bold dreams needing tempering, and now, possibly a headline-grabbing signing from Tottenham. The club is living through a historic moment, and every decision now will shape where they go next. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because here you'll always get the latest Wrexham news, explained clearly, concisely, and without nonsense. See you next time.